Oh no. Oh.
Good morning, everybody. As we go to the Chitas of today, we're holding in the portion of Tazria. We're holding on chapter 13. Second. Sorry. We're holding on chapter 13, verse number 18. I'd like to learn today to Zecha Nishmas Esther Zissel Bas Shalom Yankev, who's my dear mother, whose yahrzeit is today. Verse 18. If a person's flesh has an inflammation on its skin and it heals. Now she says, shchin, the word shchin terms a heat. It's like a flesh that becomes heated by the injury caused by it a blow or a fire. So it gets like reddish. Venirpa, and the inflammation healed. And in its place, another lesion appeared. So he has a lesion on the place of the place of the burn, or the place of the where he was hurt, or a reddish or white beheadus. It shall be shown. I'm sorry, the inflammation healed, and in its place another lesion appeared. Not that the flesh healed, because were that case, there would be no lesion. In the place of the inflammation, there is a white seis. Suddenly, in that place of inflammation, there's a white kind of a tzaras. A beheadus levana, or reddish white beheadus, adam demis. You show it to the kohen. Now she says, meaning that the lesion is not solid white, but streaked and blended in two colors, white and red. And the kohen will look at this nega. Behold, its appearance is lower than the skin. Again, it goes deeper into the skin. And again, it has the sign of se'er hafach lavan, and there's at least two white hairs in this beheadus. And the kohen will make him tummy. Nega tzarasi. This is a lesion of a tzaras. The shin characha, it erupted in the inflammation. Now she says, but if the substance is not lower than, rather because of its whiteness, the lesion appears to be lower and deeper than the skin. Just as sunlight, again, this is a very difficult thing to know exactly how this looks. But you have a situation where it's a little bit deeper. The sun needs the beheadus needs to be that it's deeper than the skin. But if he shows it to the kohen and there's no white hairs in this thing, and it doesn't look deeper than the skin, and it's dim, the kohen will tell him to go away for 7 days. If it spreads in the skin, the kohen will make him tummy. Negahi, this is a lesion. Now she says negahi. Here the pronounce is feminine. Negahi. Nega is masculine. However, it requires the masculine pronounce of who, really. But our verse here uses the feminine he, because the word it refers to the se'es, a beheadus, which is feminine. Again, the Torah goes back between masculine and feminine in these laws. Verse 23. But if the beheadus remains in its place, it did not spread. It is a scar tissue inflammation. Usually, a person, when he has a burn, he has a hurt to his body, he gets a scab, and that's a scab. The kohen will say this is a regular kind of a scab, and basically you're tar. Now she says it stays in its place, doesn't grow. Tzereves hashchin, tagem unkel reishim shchina, shpichna. It's a residual impression of the inflammation. Every expression tzareves in the verse donates contraction of the skin that has become shriveled because of heat. Similarly, the verse says all faces of the southern north will shrivel by the heat or the sun. So reves again is a shivering. The skin starts to crumble. It starts to have wrinkles. And that completes the Chumash for today. We now go to the Tanya of the day. We are continuing the chapter 39 of Tanya. And Alter Rebbe explained the concept of a Merkava, that you have, even in tzaddikim alone, you have those tzaddikim that are regular, normal tzaddikim that serve the Eibishter through Avas Hashem and Yiras Hashem, through their understanding of godliness, and therefore they reach up to the world of Bria. And then you have certain tzaddikim that are B'nai Aliyah, and they reach up to the world of Atzilus. So like the patriarchs. The patriarchs were constantly in a state of self-nullification before God, denoted by the term that they were chariots. That's how the Zohar says the patriarch were chariots. Similar cases of deacons spoken here, through their Torah mitzvahs, they affected the highest degree of self-nullification before God, in themselves, and all their affairs in the world. The abode of their soul, therefore, is likewise in the world pervaded by the spirit of self-nullification, which is the world of Atzilus. And that's special in certain tzaddikim. Whose soul root is too limited. It's not his fault. It's where your neshama comes from. And if your soul root is limited to the capacity for this perfect service, the level of a chariot, so that his service in Torah mitzvahs, he be constantly nullified before and absorbed in the light of God. He doesn't have that capability. He has the capability, and intermittently and only in times of divine favor, they have the capability. Like they have the capability on the time of Shemoneh Esrei. That's why Shemoneh Esrei is supposed to feel like an angel. You're supposed to leave the bodily confines of life. Sheba Atzilus, which is in the state of level Atzilus. If you know the way davening is, the four rungs of the ladder of prayer correspond to the four worlds. The prayer preceding Baruch Shama corresponds to Asiyah. That's all the prayers we talk about. We talk about thanking God for everything in this physical world, and ultimately the sacrificial offerings, etc. Then we go from the prayer, from the second rung is for the verse of the praises, the verses, the Psukkah de Zimra, where we praise God. That's Elam Yetzirah, the world of emotion. And then Shema, the word of prayer, Shema, hear, O Israel, and the concept of our love of God through hearing, through understanding, is the world of Bria. And then we come to silent prayer, the Shemoneh Esrei. What do we say before the Shemoneh Esrei? Hashem Sfasai Tiftach. I can't even say anything. The Eibush God should open my lips and let my lips should say your words of praise. So here we reach up to the highest level in the world of Atzilus. Especially in the Shemoneh Esrei, we bow down. Bow down a couple of times in Shemoneh Esrei. We bow. What does that show on Bittul? That shows on a self-nullification. Any concept of bowing, B'chinas Atzilus, is the concept of the world of Atzilus, is total nullification. I bow my head, I'm nothing. Which of course, it's Chaim, it's written in Kabbalah, in Pri Etz Chaim, in the section dealing with the welcoming the Shabbos. He in your Bittul Be'eris Baruch for embodies the bowing, and the Shemoneh Esrei embodies the idea of self-nullification. Lias Choshev Kamei, where we bow ourselves, like I said, God should open my mouth, I can't even speak, because I'm nothing before HaKadosh. But really, in the case of those who attain the level of a chariot, in the case of those who can attain the level of chariot only at such prosperous times, then even at these times, the principal abode of these tzaddikim is still in the world of Bria. They don't have the capability. For we are dealing here with the souls associated with the world of Bria. These are the soul. The world of Bria is the Gan Eden Elyon, which is the souls of tzaddikim. And only on occasionally, on a very divine favor, then their soul arises, even in Shmoneh, to the world of Atzilus, like the feminine waters, as is known to those that have the capability of understanding these esoteric spiritual concepts, to the students of Kabbalah. And that ends the Tanya for today. Today is the first day of the month, which is chapter 1 to chapter 9 in Tillim. If you do those 9 chapters, you do the Chitas of the day. I wish you all a wonderful Chodesh Tov, a wonderful new month, the month of Nisan, which is the month of redemption. I hope and I pray that Nisan Nigalu, in the month, the Gemara says, in the month of Nisan, they were redeemed. But Nisan Asidin Legal, and in the month of Nisan, we will be redeemed. So Amen. May it happen. We all have a wonderful and beautiful month, and a wonderful and beautiful holidays that's coming in this month. And don't forget that you always have to say the Nasi today. The Chabad Siddur, it's on page 391. The Nasi of the day, which is today is the first Nasi of Nachshon ben Amminadab to the tribe of Yehuda, which is connected to the Parsha that we read last week by Yom HaShmini, Chodesh Nisan. That was the dedication of the temple, and each tribe brought a carbon from the first day of Nisan until the 12th day of Nisan. So we say a Nasi every day, and today we start from the tribe of Yehuda. It's on page 391. Today's a little bit longer. After the Nasi that we say the tribe, we say a Yehi Ratzon. And even if you're a Kohen or a Levi, you say the Yehi Ratzon by every single tribe. Because even though you are a Levi, let's say, so you know which tribe you came from, or you're a Kohen, you know also which tribe you came from. But nevertheless, you never know. You can be, as the Rebbe writes, you could have a mixture of souls. It's called Ibur. It's the concept of Dibuk, that was souls come together in Ibur Neshamas, so souls can have other souls. And therefore, even though you're a Kohen, you still could be interconnected. Your soul throughout history could have been connected with other souls of different tribes. So therefore, after every Nasi, we say a Yehi Ratzon, and we connected to the Nasi of that day. So therefore, every day you start off on page 391. You'll see on page 392 is the Nasi of the day. And at the end of all the 12 Nasim, you have the Yehi Ratzon. I think it's actually in the page 391. After every Nasi, you have the Yehi Ratzon. And it's a beautiful Yehi Ratzon that we say that we connect our souls to the tribe of every single day. So don't forget the Nasi, and I wish you all a wonderful and beautiful day, a good Chodesh, and a Mitchum tomorrow. We'll see each other in Be'ezat Hashem at 8 a.m. We'll continue the Chitas. Have a wonderful and beautiful day.